Hello, I'm Conrad Bain. Tonight on Diff'rent Strokes, we're starting a special two-part show on a very sensitive and important subject. Now, we urge families, children, and parents alike to watch both of these informative episodes and then to discuss the problem presented, which is of deep concern to all of us.
Now the world don't move to the beat of just one drum. What might be right for you may not be right for some. A man is born, he's a man of means. Then along come two. They got nothing but the genes, but they got different strokes it takes. Different strokes it takes. Different strokes to move the world. Everybody's got a special kind of story. Everybody finds a way to shine.
Hello, everyone, and welcome to the Video Rangers podcast. I'm Mike Spinaco. Sitting beside me is Chris Dietz. Say hello, Chris.
Hello, everybody, and we have a very special episode today of the Video Rangers.
Yes, grab your kids, gather around.
You might want to let your children listen to this.
No, they need to hear this. Might save their life someday.
Oh my God!
Yep. Takes different strokes to move the world.
It certainly does.
All kinds of strokes.
That sounds inappropriate.
It does. This whole episode's going to be horribly inappropriate. So
how do we go about this?
Well, as delicately as possible.
Okay.
Gentle. Okay. So, what we are going to discuss today is the Season 5 episode of Diff'rent Strokes titled The Bicycle Man.
Better not tell you folks I gave you all that candy. As a matter of fact, why don't you just make it our little secret that you was even here? Huh? Get that. Attaboy.
Part 1 and Part 2.
Part 2.
Part 1 debuted on February 5th, 1983. And it's a very serious topic with a very interesting and unique approach.
Yes.
To be delivered to your family audience. Prime time. After school special, probably 8:30 at night.
For your Emmy consideration.
Yes. Performances here are just amazing.
We got Mr. Horton.
Mr. Horton, played by Gordon Jump.
Gordon Jump. He's the bicycle man. He runs the bicycle shop.
And he's just as friendly as can be and really understands children.
Very friendly. He's almost like a kid himself.
Yep.
The episode starts off with Conrad Bain.
And family.
And, well, it starts off with him with the warning at the beginning of the episode.
Yes. Letting everybody know that this is
a very important episode
that you should watch. Your family should watch. It's shedding the light of an awareness on basically
very important issue.
Pedophiles.
He doesn't even say it. He just says it's a very important episode about a very important issue.
Well, it's something. Yeah.
He doesn't say like what issue.
No, so you actually don't.
You don't know
really
what he's talking about.
Yeah.
It could be drugs.
I mean, what if you were busy all week and you didn't get to see the commercial for the episode?
Plagiarism, maybe.
And you just sat down one day with your family and you're just like, hey, Diff'rent Strokes, Wednesday night,
kids.
8 o'clock.
Let's watch Diff'rent Strokes.
And then Bicycle Man.
Bicycle Man shows up.
Yep. Your 3-year-old's going to have a lot of questions.
Poor Dudley.
Yes.
Oh, poor Dudley.
This episode features Arnold and Dudley.
I don't know.
Dudley is Arnold's friend.
I wasn't sure whether to cry or to laugh.
And for those of you, if you don't know...
Like I'm shedding tears right now.
If you don't know what Diff'rent Strokes is, look it up. Only like one of the best theme songs in television history.
Yeah, it is. This is one of those... This episode should be put up on a pedestal like... How the Star Wars special is ridiculed.
But that's actually terrible.
Just has some
terrible.
This has entertainment value to it.
Yeah.
It's very cringy though.
This is an episode that it doesn't get talked about a whole lot. It was something I saw as a kid
it in reruns, yes.
And really hadn't heard about it again until Family Guy decided to make fun of it.
They have a joke in the early seasons about it.
Yeah.
First or second season.
Dudley at the bike shop. And the episode centers around a bicycle shop owner who is really friendly to kids and is...
he's a kid toucher.
Yeah. He just likes hanging out with them.
Mincing words is a good toucher.
Yeah. He draws them in by showering them with gifts and ice cream and
they show all the I suppose these are their tactics.
Yeah.
These aren't like something they came up with. They probably at least did their research on this.
No,
how it usually works.
The one thing you could say about it is that it's very authentic. It felt real. And that's why it was so cringy, because it felt real. It was like, this is probably what happens.
You know? Yeah, I'd imagine. So this terrible. This is how they're very. Of course, they're friendly. They're not mean. They want to gain your trust.
And they offer you.
That's why it's terrifying if you're a parent.
So basically, what happens is Arnold's father agrees to buy him a bike from this bike shop, and Mr. Horton says that he will give him a free radio if he passes out flyers.
Bike radio.
Free bike radio.
Yeah.
If he passes out flyers.
To his kids, the kids at school.
What's the old saying? You scratch my back, I'll scratch yours.
You keep coming up with these presents, you can scratch me all over.
So he's like, oh, yeah, I'll do it. He brings the flyers to school. He sucks at passing them out. His friend Dudley gets rid of them in seconds.
Oh, poor Dudley.
Dudley is apparently the fucking Boston George of pamphlet passing out.
He's on his soapbox. Hell, he gets some other kid to pass him out.
Yeah.
It's really kind of stupid.
Well, he outsources.
Whatever. It doesn't matter.
There's nothing wrong with outsourcing. It's American.
Yeah.
And so... Arnold goes down to the bike shop. He tells them, like, oh, I gotta give him my free radio because I got, I did whatever. And Mr. Horton's like, got him all alone now. So he just introduces him to his fucking back room.
Hey, I got a banana split in the back. Did you like that, Arnold?
Yeah. And you're a banana guy.
The whole show, Arnold's always he's always eating sweets, and he's like a little fat.
Arnold
kid.
loves food.
Yeah, he's a fat kid.
If you don't know... this is gonna be tough.
It's like one of the running jokes in the show.
Yeah, if you don't really know Diff'rent Strokes, then you really gotta.
But I mean, most kids, the kids are gonna like ice cream anyway, so it's not really a stretch or anything.
No, it's not a stretch. I'm just saying, like,
but it is the running joke in the show. To a degree.
Without like us going into detail explaining every fucking character, but for those of you who have seen it, you'll love this. It's just delightful.
You was like, oh, wow, I totally forgot about that episode.
Yeah. Or you're like, I never saw that episode.
Yeah.
I'm still...
oh my God, you got to
You'll remember it for the rest of your life.
Everyone needs to see this.
Yeah. And it's not like it's the only show to ever do it. Mr. Belvedere did it. But...
It's like a one-liner throwaway.
Yeah, it's at the end of the episode. This is two fucking episodes.
He seduces these two children.
Yeah. You see it start to finish. You see this manipulative fucking guy just creeping in.
Honestly, if you are a pedophile, you took notes.
Yeah.
On this fucking thing.
Oh, I got some.
Oh,
that Mr. Horton's a genius.
That's a good idea.
Oh, why don't I open up a bike shop?
Fuck.
What's wrong with these people?
What are we doing?
I'm making fun of it because it's just.
We have to.
How do you not?
Ridiculous.
It's when you're and what's fucking crazy, and we both noticed this, is just like now these kids are just kids. They're innocent, and they're just oblivious to this what's going on.
Yes.
And the way that the show's written, it's almost like you're watching this guy get teased by
like they're teasing him.
Like with the shit they're saying.
There's inappropriate jokes. That's the main issue.
That the crowd is laughing as this goes.
And there's a couple of them before you even know what this guy's gonna do.
Yeah.
I have a way with words when I put my mouth to it. My tongue's faster than a hummingbird's wings.
You know something, Arnold? I really like you. I really like you. You and I are going to have a lot of good times together.
You know, like, for instance, fucking when the Mr. Horton says, you scratch my back, I'll scratch yours. Yeah. And then Arnold says, so you could scratch me all over.
He'd love that.
Yeah,
probably.
Mr. Horton, you should have seen the twinkle in his eyes.
There's some other thing about, I could sell anything. And I start selling my shoes, and I sell my shirt, and I sell my pants.
Yeah.
Like he's just,
Mr. Horton's just like, oh, man.
He's naked. Like,
yeah.
If you sold all your stuff, you'd be naked.
Yeah.
You're like, what? Who wrote this? Like, I get it is a comedy show, but you're dealing with a very complex subject.
Yeah, and most sitcoms, when they approach the serious subject,
the
jokes were minimal, and it was usually a downer
like
episode.
It was a normal episode.
Yeah,
that's what it seemed like. Because there's a lot of these jokes before anything happens, and then there's some of these jokes while it's happening.
Yeah,
and it's like, what?
Yeah, it's not your traditional stuff.
Are you doing?
Yeah.
Did you really write that for him to say?
I didn't write it. I mean, what does he say? Which fucking... Okay, so then Arnold's back there, and he's offering him the banana split. Yes. And he says, you better eat that before it melts. He says, my tongue's faster than a hummingbird's wings. It'll never freeze. Or never melt.
I'm sure the guy just got an erection. Yeah. Holy shit,
Jesus
dude.
Christ, Arnold.
Yeah, you cock tease.
What's
Arnold,
wrong with you?
What are you doing, Arnold?
Holy shit. That's really just how it comes across. You know?
Oh, my God.
So Arnold basically tells him, because Dudley also would like a free radio, and Arnold brings it to Mr. Horton's attention that he would like it if...
Because he's passing flyers out too. So.
If his friend could also earn a free radio, and he's like, yeah, bring him by, because that's what these fuckers do. They recruit.
Why not?
It's the fucking pedophile reserves. It's
honestly
awful.
I know it's a show, but the biggest downfall is he actually gave him wine.
Yeah.
He doesn't get caught. This was fast moved. If this was a real actual situation, he would probably it would take longer. It would be a slower process.
Yeah.
They jump right in, and it's ba 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 ba, and then the end of the episode he gets caught, obviously.
Yeah.
Because they smell the booze on their breath. So he offers them wine later, and that's the scary part. Yeah, it does. It makes it seem so easy, so simple, and it's not. It doesn't work that way.
No, it's just, and the whole time he's offering him hey, you can come by, have this ice cream, just don't tell your parents.
Yeah, he's all telling
don't get me in trouble because I'm probably not supposed to be giving you food.
We gotta keep secrets, and just keep it just between me and you. We're having a good time. I don't want you to get in trouble of having ice cream before dinner, Arnold.
Yeah,
And okay,
now Arnold's getting this bike for his birthday.
Getting the kid used to already keeping a secret.
Yeah.
See, I mean and like I said, it's some type of process. I mean, it's sped up in this television show, but in real life, I'm sure it takes longer to do what he was going to do.
Yeah, and you've got things
it's terrifying.
Yeah, no, it's fucking
freaking terrifying.
And
you see something like this.
I mean, you have Arnold's supposed to. Basically, his dad's buying him the bike for his birthday, so the bike is staying there until his birthday, basically. And this guy tells him he can come by and ride it.
That's our little secret, too.
Yeah, anything he can to get.
So he's
Arnold.
It's basically giving gifts.
Yeah,
and and this is
him and Arnold are going to have a lot of fun together. Apparently,
children you give them things that children like. You're being very nice to them. And I get it. I'd imagine that is the strategy.
So
him and Dudley come by.
They come back the next day, and it's raining, and they're in the little raincoats.
Yep, and he checks in his little. He also has a little door.
Yeah, because there's a back room.
He lives in the back room of the bike shop, and he's got a little. You could turn a picture over and look a little secret viewing.
Yeah.
And Dudley, there's Arnold and Dudley here or whatever.
There we go.
So he knows who's coming before they know he's there.
So and he's got this room that he has is pretty like incredible.
For
It's
kids.
got
It's all
got
like-
an arcade machine. He's got an Intellivision on the table, TV,
Comic books. Yeah.
everything.
He's got
so
ice cream.
before Mr. Horton goes out to greet them, he slips a
yes.
nudie magazine into
Yes, so he's setting it
the
all
comic
up.
books.
Yeah.
He's setting it up, and he goes out there and he he basically
Smoozes
like
him a little
smooths
bit.
over with the
Yeah.
smell of pizza
Yeah.
that he just so happens to have ready.
Oh, I got pizza in the oven,
This
guys.
motherfucker is like really just fishing.
I tell you, man, if like the equivalent of a guy talking to a woman, he's got no chance. You know what I'm saying? Like
No.
just like putting the moves on him.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
It's fucking
He's putting the
creepy.
moves on these kids.
Yep.
As if it was a man putting the moves on a woman at like a bar or something.
It's so odd,
It is,
man.
It is cringy.
Yeah.
I was like, oh god, I feel dirty.
Yeah.
After watching this episode.
And this is when it really, really starts to start getting into more. Now
This is
things
where-
are
this
now
is-
things
things
yeah.
are happening.
Now things are happening.
After this,
Yes,
so he'll-
exactly.
Oh man, so they they get their pizza. He leaves them for a bit to
yeah.
find the magazine.
Yeah, they find this magazine.
You know
and,
they'll find it.
and they're very small boys, and they're seeing all these naked people in this magazine, and like, it's interesting to them, but they figure this thing is left here on accident.
Yeah, it's not,
And the guy gives them enough time to look through it, and of course, when he walks through the door, they hide it.
And
but then
he
he's
makes
like,
sure
he knows they looked
He's
at
making
it.
sure to like, hey, what were you looking at there?
Yeah, and then he starts to tell you, you can have an awful lot of fun with your clothes off, and you're just like, ugh.
Well, he's trying, and that's the other thing. He's trying to make, because these are things when you're a kid, you feel guilty if you get caught doing. But he's trying to make them feel good about it. Like, no, it's okay. It's okay.
Yeah,
You saw this
as long as
stuff.
you don't tell your parents.
Yeah,
this
No,
is all
the-
okay.
The human naked body is a beautiful thing.
Yeah. You folks never been skinny dipping.
Yeah,
I
yeah,
tell
it's
you,
the
you haven't
Good
lived.
dash, God dash, good fun.
Oh,
That
yeah.
skinny dipping.
Gosh darn it. Guys, don't call me Mr. Horton. Call me Curly.
That's my nickname.
Yeah.
You call me Curly. You be Mo, and I'm Curly.
We could be the new Stooges.
Oh, man.
It's just,
Well, we're gonna jump on the bed for a while, kids.
yeah,
you know?
let's
Have
play some
a good
horsey.
old
And
time.
hey, kids, let's play Tarzan. You'll have a lot of fun playing
Hey,
Tarzan.
you guys like taking pictures?
Yeah, you guys like, we love taking pictures, Mr. Horton.
Yeah, oh yeah. What kids don't love taking pictures?
Yeah, never met a kid that fucking like, and then of course
Like,
Arnold, the spoiled rich kid, we got a camera like this at home, only more expensive.
Yeah, oh, you little fucking
You little
cocksucker.
fucking. I'm sorry. Your dad owns a building. I own a fucking bike shop, kid. It's Christ.
I'm gonna get you good, Arnold.
Yeah. I spit on your pizza. You jerk.
Oh, how about we play Tarzan,
Yeah.
kids?
Wait a minute, guys. Let's make this more authentic. Dudley, take your shirt off. See, he realizes
Tarzan
right
didn't wear a
away.
shirt.
No, he's right. He's right about that. I'll give him credit for that. He wanted to really have an authentic picture. But anyway, it just like, it's fucking.
Well, then he gets
nonsense.
How about you ride me, Dudley, like I'm an
Oh
animal.
yeah, now I'm an animal
And
and
this
play
is another
horsey.
joke that Arnold says.
Oh, just
He's like,
wiggle your butt.
I don't have a tail. And like, that's all right. Just wiggle your butt.
Yeah,
And it's like, what?
it's just.
He must oh my god, he must have just got the thrill out of that one.
Oh yeah,
Like, it's just like, this is the thing. You can make jokes, like, maybe, I don't even know. I'm not sure you can make jokes on a show, like writing a joke about, but you're making like sexual innuendo kind
Yeah,
of jokes.
you're-
and it's like, oh man, really?
What,
Did you
know
just
you
say
get,
that?
You know what you get out of it? You just know, like, from watching this episode and the way that it's done, when the kids are saying these things, as innocent as they are, you do get the feeling that this guy is taking them another way.
Like, honestly, I suppose the kids don't know what's going
It
on.
feels
obviously,
inappropriate.
But it's just like, I'm watching this and I still, the regular Diff'rent Strokes episode didn't make jokes like this.
No.
You know what I'm saying?
I mean, they covered some topics. They
did.
but
But like, I don't
Nancy
remember,
Reagan
like,
was on
these,
there.
Like, such somewhat. I guess it's obviously if it was a regular, if the episode just ended and he just gave him ice cream and watched movies and then he wasn't anything else other than that, but it's like the writers know what he is, and
Yeah.
it's just like, why are you making that joke? Why are you writing that joke when you know what this guy is? The characters don't, but that's different. But it's just like, oh my god, what is going on?
Yeah.
How dare you write that joke? Are you kidding me?
So I think now
I laugh at this shit, but it's still, at the same time,
yeah.
I was like, you can't do that.
Yeah. And it's just fucking crazy. But so while this is going on, a customer comes in and you can hear the bell from the back room.
Yeah. Okay.
So he goes to the trap door and he like looks through
Sees who it is,
and it's Mr. Drummond, who has stopped by to
buy the bike.
And these kids have been drinking wine.
Yeah,
you know,
giving them little sips of wine. Of course, you know they don't want it, but he gets one of them to do it, and then he's like calling it little chickens. They're into it.
I mean they're fucking having a good old time. They're like fucking, you know, in the scene from Jaws where they're
jumping on the bed, and so he goes. Checks that out,
and it's just they're jumping on the bed. And Mr. Drummond comes into the main store, and the guy sees him, and he's like, all right, kids, be quiet. And he goes out there. Yeah. And, you know, by this time, he's got blue balls.
He's rushing Mr. Drummond.
Yeah, Mr. Drummond just wants to pay for the bike, and Mr. Drummond's
going on about dumb shit.
Telling terrible jokes, and he's just talking to him.
Stupid story. But he's, like, really trying to rush him out. And
and you can just tell.
And Mr. Drummond notices, like, oh, you got something going on here? Like, oh, I got a pizza in the oven or something.
Yeah, but Arnold
takes a look.
Yeah, he notices his dad's there, and him and Dudley sneak out the back door.
They escape.
Now, Arnold walks through the door when he gets home, and he's got like a wad of gum in his mouth.
Yeah.
And his sister and his brother basically figure out that he's been drinking because they can smell it, and they agree not to tell their father.
He makes some excuse up that where he got it from.
Yeah.
And whatever, they say, okay, don't do it anymore.
Yeah.
But you know, you don't exactly. How old is Arnold supposed to be? Like 10, 11 years old?
It's tough to but all right,
we're in season 5.
We're in
right?
season 5. I don't know. It's just
I know he's like a little person too. So like when it started, he looks like he's 6 or 7, but he's probably more like 12 or 13 or something, right?
No, actually he was pretty.
He was the age.
He was the age, but
Webster
they always
was like that.
Yeah.
Webster was. He looked like he was 5. He was actually like 12.
Yeah, no, he actually was only like 10 or 12 years old. But the problem was they kept the reason why he looked so young all the time is because they continually into the 5th season, even at 12 years old, they were picking him up.
Yeah,
you know.
Yeah.
And
they were continuing
they were still. If you ever get to watch like a behind the scenes of that show, people do talk about that. Where like Conrad Bain would tell them like, you know, we need to stop picking this kid up like he's a kid. He's not, you know, and it's just. But so that's basically the end of part 1.
Part 1, yeah,
right. Like,
I think so.
That's basically it because then him and Dudley go back, and then that's in part 2, and that's
all right. Take a small break.
Part 2 when we come back after these important messages from the folks at Diff'rent Strokes.
Now we're going to take some pictures, and we're going to have another little sip of wine, and we're going to take some more pictures. And, so strike a pose for me there. Yeah, let's see what you do. Oh, hey, that's great, guys. Guys, we're just going to have a great time together this afternoon. Huh? All right, let's see those poses some more. That's the way to go.
Last week on Diff'rent Strokes, Arnold and his pal Dudley were trying to earn radios for their bicycles by passing out handbills for Mr. Horton's bike store. Later that day, Mr. Horton invited the boys into his back room to have some pizza and to play games. And he gave them a little wine to drink. Then he showed them some photos of himself swimming naked with some young boys, and he cautioned them not to say anything to their parents. After that, he had Dudley take off his shirt so they could play Tarzan and take some pictures. And he said he had some even better ideas for later on. And now we continue with part 2.
And we're back to Diff'rent Strokes, Mr. Horton's House of Horrors. And
that should be the title of the show. Mr. Horton's House of Horrors.
Yes.
I like that.
It's fucking awful. And of course, in Video Rangers fashion, we fucked up the plot a little bit, but that's okay.
Well, we went into part 2.
Went to part 2 a little
Sooner
early.
than we were supposed. We thought was part 1 still.
We lost our innocence a little early, kind of like Arnold and Dudley.
We're still learning here.
Apparently, so are they. About the birds and the beebs. The beebs.
So okay.
So
I think we left off
with Arnold going home, right?
with Arnold and Dudley leaving because they saw Mr. Drummond there, so they just wanted to get the fuck out of there.
Which actually does happen in part 2. Part 1 ends with him taking the pictures, picks up where it left off in part 2. Then Mr. Drummond comes in.
Yes,
yada
we
yada
went a little
yada.
ahead.
And
So yeah, I think we did. Well, let's say it again real quick. Arnold goes home, and his sister and
Kimberly
I can't remember their fucking names.
Willis.
I don't know why. I know his name. So Kimberly and Willis smell. He's got a big wad of gum, but they still smell the wine on his breath, and they keep his secret. So I think the next scene is basically them going, Dudley and Arnold going back to the bike shop, and more wine. And I got some cartoons for you, kids. You guys like cartoons, don't you?
And the pictures were developed from yesterday.
I got Murphy Mouse.
You guys ever heard of Murphy Mouse?
Man, I love cartoons. Me too.
I bet you guys haven't seen Murphy the Mouse.
No. It's cute. Check him out. Hey, that mouse just lost his pants. And he's not wearing any undershorts. Look at that girl mouse. She's wearing a bikini. Not anymore.
Never heard of Murphy Mouse.
Hey, that Get Mouse's pants fell off.
Hey, that girl mouse is wearing a bikini.
Not anymore. That Mouse's pants fell off.
Holy shit.
I'm laughing my ass off. That Mouse's pants fell off.
Talk about some Looney Tunes.
Get over that.
Apparently we're not watching Merry Melodies.
And these are adult cartoons, Arnold. You're an adult, right?
That's an X-rated cartoon. And that's something that I actually did want to bring up, though, is that he's got these 2 kids here. And you have Arnold, who is a little bit less impressionable. Like, he recognizes that this situation...
He's the one starting to realize
he's the one
not right.
putting the pushback a little bit.
Because I'd imagine the way Dudley's acting, he feels like, and I'm sure this is how it kind of goes.
Easy prey.
He wants to impress him.
Yeah.
Like, yeah, we're adult, so he's trying
we're
to...
cool. I'll do whatever you want.
I'm cool.
I'm cool. I'm down.
He's down. So, and then Arnold isn't
hey,
liking
man,
what
are
he's
you
seeing.
cool?
Yeah. Because, if someone puts pressure on you, I want to go with the flow. You're not...
Really, Dudley should have said, hey, man, I'm not a chicken. You're a
innocent
turkey.
Kid. Well, that one.
That's what he should have said.
And
this is your brain on Dudley.
They're drinking wine, a little bit of wine. And then Arnold stands up and I don't like this cartoon.
Well, he didn't. Yes, he doesn't like the cartoon. He basically picks up and leaves. And now Mr. Horton, he's just left with fucking Dudley. And
Poor Dudley and Mr. Horton are left alone.
Yeah.
And before Arnold leaves, or actually Arnold might have left it by now. And after the cartoon's over, we'll play Neptune, King of the Sea.
Oh, you need a whole lot of water.
How do you play
Dudley.
that? Well, it takes a lot of water, bathtub, rip in the shower. You're going to love it.
Yeah. And so...
Holy shit.
Now...
And now...
this is where we get
Arnold's
into...
gone.
Yeah.
And we're back at
Mr.
Arnold's house.
We're moving, back downtown. But... So Arnold is back at his house, and...
No, before that, Dudley's dad comes and confronts Mr. Drummond.
Before Arnold gets home. Yes, you're right.
So he has, hey, Mr. Drummond, and listen, Dudley's dad looks like no one to fuck with.
Yeah, the guy's at least 6'5".
He's a very large man.
Yes,
and he looks like Chef's partner.
Yeah,
or something.
his jacket is really cool.
He'll fuck you. Yeah, he looks really cool for the 70s.
Yeah.
He'll fuck you up.
I'm just talking about Chef.
He's very soft. Yeah.
Shut your mouth.
He's very soft-spoken, the actor, wherever he is, but he's a very large man.
Lovely gentleman.
So he's confronting Mr. Drummond.
Nice as pie.
And he's like, He's very soft-spoken, very nice about it. Mr. Drummond.
Yeah, Dad was good. I'd appreciate it if you wouldn't let my kid drink any wine. And Mr. fucking Drummond's like, I have no idea what you're talking about. My word.
I would
Watson?
never. Yeah.
You
He's
know?
very, I never gave. I don't know what you're talking about.
Yeah.
I would have never given Dudley wine.
Yeah. He's
So
like,
at this point, Kimberly and Willis jump in. Oh, Dad. Well, we should tell you something. Arnold came home the other day with wine on his breath.
yeah,
Oh,
I think something's awry.
we got and like, I gotta talk to my son, and he's like, I never gave Arnold any wine.
Yeah.
He said something like about that. I think it was when Arnold comes home at this point.
I think the kids are experimenting with alcohol.
And he told me that Dudley gave me wine, and Arnold. Basically, they said
Yeah.
such and such
You
gave
know?
me wine. That both their parents gave them wine.
My mom's cooking
Each
dinner
other.
at 5:30. We're having stovetop. We're doing it too. Come over at 6:30. One of those things.
I'm sleeping over at your house.
yeah.
You're sleeping over at my house.
Yeah.
But we're really going out in the woods and drinking some Red Dog.
Exactly.
We're
Red
sleeping
Dog.
at Billy's house.
Yeah. His parents don't care.
Because Billy's parents aren't home.
Yeah.
They're never home.
But so
Then we're going to Kenroy's house.
Roy's house.
All right, moving on.
All right. So okay. So now so Dudley's father leaves. This is Arnold walks in a few seconds later.
Yeah.
When he comes home, Mr. Drummond confronts him, about the
wine.
wine.
Yeah.
And
Arnold said he got wine from Dudley's dad.
So Arnold tells him basically what happens eventually.
Basically spills the beans.
Yeah,
Mr.
spills the beans.
Horton gave him the wine, and there's more.
Yes.
And it's like, if you're a parent, you're like, fuck!
Holy
And this
shit.
is the
I
best
bought
part.
a bike from this guy?
Yeah, and then like, and Dudley's still there. Holy shit, Dudley's still there! Fuck! I just left there. Dudley's still there.
Right?
Fuck, Mr. Drummond's like,
Oh my
call the police! We gotta get down there as soon as possible.
Oh my god. So they fucking go down there. As they're going down there, trying to get in the door, Mr. Horton is about to flip the close
You
sign
have to
over.
lock the door.
And fucking, of course, Mr. Drummond showed up with the police
Because
force.
they're still playing Neptune King of the Sea.
Yes. So they basically they fucking confront Mr. Horton. The other cop goes with Conrad Bain, Mr. Drummond, into the back room, and Dudley is in the
to find
bathroom.
Dudley.
He doesn't feel so good.
Well, the cop before the police officer says to
He was
Mr.
slipped some stuff.
He goes, wait, I might want to go in there first before you go in there. to
Yeah,
see."
just in case it's a fucking bloodbath.
Yeah, who knows?
Thank God.
So he opens the
That
door.
didn't happen.
Yeah, and the big joke, toilet flushes. That's very funny in 1980 because toilets don't flush.
No.
It's not a bit. That doesn't happen on television very often.
No.
That doesn't happen very often now still.
Not a whole lot.
So
I don't-
toilet flushes, big joke. And that's, Dudley comes out. I don't feel too well. He gave me a pill. So I guess he roofied him?
Yeah.
Fucking roofied him.
This guy's ruthless, man.
What was he going to do if he locked that door and there was no one coming?
Yeah.
Oh my god.
Dudley,
I mean, yeah.
yeah.
You're talking full on.
Now, so it appears that they got to Dudley in the nick of time. Not that he's not
Appears.
going to be scarred for life, because he probably will be. But
Yeah.
they do get to him before. I mean,
Just in the nick of time.
he seemed to be walking all right.
He
you
can
know?
still stand.
Yeah.
Which
So
is just for TV convenience.
Yeah.
If he was really pilled, he would be probably asleep already.
Well, at first, Dad, I was having a lot of fun. Then Mr. Horton, he tried to touch me.
It's not your fault, son. And I don't blame you. And I'm not going to punish you. I love you. Do you understand?
when they get home, the police officer is there, and and Mr. Drummond, Kimberly, and Wilson, and Arnold, or Willis.
I can't figure his
yeah, I
name
know.
too.
Wilson. Anyway, so they're having a very serious discussion that
Basically,
that
they're talking to the camera at this
Yes.
point about the real situation.
it was totally
without
a moment.
talking to the camera.
Yeah, and they're just laying out the facts for you, and it really is informative. It
I like how Willis goes, well, it's just strange. I didn't think Mr. Horton was gay. And
yes,
the cop
yeah.
corrects him. Oh, he's not gay. He just loves little boys and little girls and such and such and such. And like,
they're dropping the facts on you.
they're
Basically.
bringing stuff. I'm not sure if those are true, but there's something's true.
Well,
yeah.
yeah.
So they make you to believe that if you were being gay, you like man, you're a man, you like a man, you're a girl, you like a girl, and that's gay. So, but to be a pedophile, it's the same thing. Instead of like you're a person who likes children.
Yeah. Is
Is it a mental illness? I mean, we can go. I don't want to dive too deep into this.
No, because again, first of all, I'm not qualified to really.
No.
All I'm qualified
to make fun of it.
Yes, that's it. I'm
Maybe
qualified
not
to
even
tell
that,
you what I
but
saw.
will, yes.
So
I can repeat it.
Listen, this episode is easily watchable on YouTube, but
It is free.
But to date,
Free
they
to
have-
watch.
The only seasons that are available on DVD are 1 through 4. So
Which
you
is
can.
strange.
And it's like, hey, did they do that on purpose?
Why wouldn't you put them all out? It was a fairly decent show.
I don't think it sold well
First
when it came to
season
DVD.
is very funny.
First season's great. Second season's okay.
It
drops
progressively
off.
got worse
Yeah.
with pun. Like the jokes just always fell flat.
Well, as Arnold got older, when his face
he got
face
less
aged,
cuter.
the jokes were starting to fall
Yes.
flat. However, Gary Coleman is probably the most talented young person ever. He was able to read the jokes so fucking well. If you go back and you watch that first season, he's probably 5 or 6, and he's amazing.
Okay.
You know?
No, I mean,
Go back and watch his appearances on the
it's
Jeffersons.
it was a good show. It was.
I loved it as a kid.
It
great
ran
theme
like
song.
6 or 7 seasons.
It's like 6 or 7, yeah, something like that. 180 something episodes.
Yeah.
So
Dudley went on to like star in.
That's
Friday the
actually my
13th,
question. Yes.
Part 4.
Yes.
He's in that.
Is he in 4 or is it 5?
One with the when they're at the kid's home.
That's the 5th one.
It's the 5th one.
Yeah, the worst of all Friday the 13th.
Well, yeah, Jason's.
I know.
Jason's,
I know. Friend of
spoiler,
the.
Jason's actually not in the movie.
Yes, I know. Friend of the show, Matt, enjoyed Part 5.
It has its moments.
Yes.
That it's a disappointer if you're a true Friday the 13th fan because Jason isn't in the fucking movie.
Yes.
That's the most disappointing part.
Then I just don't
But
like
it's,
it.
It's very. It's like a lot of these, they're like fan fiction.
I don't like the 5th or the 7th one.
There's a lot of yeah.
But
They're all
and this
kinda
was my
bad,
question,
yeah.
and I don't know if we have a confirmed answer on this, but I always wondered, like, because I wasn't sure about like the order of the episodes because I only caught reruns. You know, this show ended when I was like 4. So I wanted to know, was this Dudley's last episode?
It's not.
Because how do you both agree? How do you come back from this?
What
do you go to school on Tuesday and everything's all good?
But I'm pretty sure he was in. Yeah, obviously it's just swept under the rug. No one remembers it ever happened. I'm
Hey,
pretty
Dudley.
Sure, I'm pretty sure he's in the show still. He doesn't. He's not like dead.
You know, like you don't know if he grows up with a fear of bicycles or not. Hey, Dudley, how come you don't want to be in the big race?
Poor Dudley.
Exactly. Why?
Poor
You know what I
Dudley.
always wondered? It's like, why did they choose Dudley?
It couldn't be the star.
Why couldn't it just
Arnold
be?
had to go tell.
No, I get that.
He had to go.
But why couldn't it be a one-off character?
Oh,
Why
there
did it
is a
have to
part.
be?
In
the beginning, there's a kid leaving.
There's a kid. There's a little kid leaving the
Yes.
bike shop, and he's telling him keep it a secret. Well, he just gave him some treats or something.
Yeah.
And he, and I think they come in after the kid leaves,
Yeah.
more or less. So I mean, he's got other kids
Yeah.
at the same time. He's a two-timer.
He's using two. Mr. Horton's a 2-timer.
Cheater.
He was on Cheaters.
But seriously, some of the worst things was like these jokes would have
Just-
like teased. Like they're cock teasing the pedophile.
Um,
Like what they say.
Yeah.
It's amazing.
but it's just, You know, what it really comes down to is just, I didn't like the things that Mr. Horton was doing down at the bike shop, but it's good to know that some hugs are still okay.
Yeah, and it's true, Arnold.
Yes.
It's true. Some hugs
That's
are
what
still
the
okay. Some hugs and kisses still are okay.
Yeah. That's the knowledge that Arnold drops on his dad at the end of the episode.
Ending scene.
Just to let you know, like, hey, we're okay. Don't worry. We're gonna next week comedy again. Not
so serious.
Not that they didn't exactly get away from the comedy.
No, there was comedy. If you have a dark sense of humor, those jokes are funny.
And this show's filmed. Is it filmed in front of a live studio audience?
That's the other thing. I'd imagine it was because you got the reactions from the audience. Yeah. And they were laughing at jokes, but then there was a gasp.
Yeah.
When he was pulling out, hey, you guys like skinny dipping? It's a good old time. Here's some Polaroids of us, me and the guys, having a great old time.
Yeah.
And there's like a gasp in the audience.
It's just like you get to, it's just everything. Like when Mr. Horton's pulling out the, hey, skinny dipping's great kind of thing.
The audience didn't know what was happening.
Yeah.
And right at that point was like, oh, fuck. And when the audience was like, really? This is going that way. Like, he finally figured it out.
Like, this is a lot different from Arnold eating the birthday cake.
Laughing at the jokes one by one. And then it's like,
You mean Mr. T's not coming to save the day?
You mean Mrs. T's not coming to save the day either?
No. No, instead of Mr. Horton's got his hands wrapped around baby T.
Water balloons from the balcony. It's like a 1,000-story building. They would have murdered somebody.
Yeah.
Remember that episode?
Yeah. A lot more lighthearted back then.
Very lighthearted. We're dropping water balloons. Anyway, we're dropping bombs here.
Yeah. But Gordon Jump, Mr. Horton, does do an extraordinary job, and he's got the experience because he did 90 episodes on WKRP in Cincinnati.
Yeah, he's not a real pedophile, at least I hope not.
No. He's a working actor.
I think he's passed away by now. He's basically just he never was a breakthrough actor, but he was
worked.
In things. Yeah, he worked constantly.
It's the working man.
He was in things.
Yeah,
working man. Yeah, he's got a blue collar.
Exactly. And it's just if I could tell you to go watch one episode of Diff'rent Strokes, or one, it would be this 2-part episode. So
you should see that. You should see, honestly, you should watch the first season because it is just to get well enough with the characters. It is funny, especially the first episode.
Yeah.
And this is a great episode to watch, though.
It's just like it's
like history. Like, how do you make this? Like, I understand there was good intentions here.
Yeah.
But it kind of fell by the wayside. Some of it's like it's very realistic, I suppose. We say with the situations, but holy shit, man!
No,
the jokes are just like. How do you, how do you do that? How do you make that joke? How do you write that joke?
It's inappropriate. Inappropriate.
Yeah, it is.
But you also were in a different time where people are a little bit less PC, so that's why.
No, that's one of the reasons.
Even though TV was a little bit more wholesome, they were able to get away. I think that's why the crowd was a little bit more lighthearted about it. If you do this today, people would be like taking to Facebook. I can't believe they're doing this.
People would be outraged. This is the age of the PG-13 rating coming out and being more rated, PG-13, like how the spectrum.
Yeah.
Is it PG-13 closer to PG or PG-13 closer to R?
Yeah.
There is a spectrum.
Which in most cases it was closer to R.
When it first came out, it was closer to R.
Yeah.
With Indiana Jones and some of the Star Wars movies were a little, like, there was certain scenes.
It was like, hey, this movie's violent and only has one curse word, PG-13.
And meanwhile, Indiana Jones is shooting a guy.
Yeah.
And there's
propellers.
Plenty of violence.
But every show has their iconic episodes. This would be the one for this show.
I think so.
Just like Roseanne has her holiday episodes.
Yeah, like a Halloween episode. But very different, though.
you know what I mean? Saved by the Bell has the I'm so excited.
Oh, she's on.
That's what the things you think of.
Caffeine pills.
Yeah, well, the episodes you think of when you think of a series.
And you make you think she's on fucking meth.
Yeah, I mean, when you talk about All in the Family, most people reference the Sammy Davis Jr. episode.
Yeah, like, it has. It's the episode that leaves the biggest impression on the audience.
The one that it doesn't necessarily have to be the best episode, but it's the one that's just like This one's fucking insane.
This is just the most ridiculous
Can't all be
80s
Seinfeld.
sitcom. You know, it brings that crazy situation. Oh, we're gonna have two black kids with a white dad, and you know, they really went the whole 80s route with this.
Yeah, but it actually airs in what, 78 is the first season of this show?
Yeah, 78. It ran for
and
6 or 7 seasons.
It's very different. It wasn't like fucking
No, it brought a forefront
Yeah.
of having
shows like this.
There weren't a lot
Jeffersons-
of black shows with
No,
the main character.
But it was less about being. Yeah, all right. Yeah, you do have a black
only
kid
so
as
many.
the main character, but it
Arnold's
shows
the main
like
character.
at the heart of this show is really that they're a family and that all that shit
Yes.
doesn't really matter.
Yeah, it doesn't matter that this isn't your biological father.
Yeah, no.
You still have a good upbringing.
And it's got less
whether
to
you're
do
white or black.
with fucking Mr. Drummond being rich, because I mean that's just a bonus. It allows for
It's
different
just
things.
the 80s storyline. Of course, he's gonna be rich.
Yeah, he's Daddy Warbucks, but at no point are these children like utterly spoiled. I mean, he's asking for the bike and his dad's thinking about it. Meanwhile, the guy owns like a million
Yeah,
corporations.
you could buy him 200
Bike's at
bikes.
$119.
He lives in a fucking the
Must be
penthouse
19
suite.
cents.
Like
Yeah.
a bike is like, oh, I don't
In
know,
downtown
Arnold.
Manhattan.
I don't know if we'll be able to do it.
That shit's expensive.
Yeah,
know?
another show. Maybe Arnold's at the lemonade stand raising money for his bike.
Yeah.
This ain't gonna happen. This
No,
one.
if you were in the suburbs, yeah,
he is Daddy Warbucks.
yeah. But he doesn't act like.
No,
for the
he
most
still
part.
he holds back.
Yeah.
He's always he's not spoiling. He did spoil him
In the beginning.
and they didn't like that. And
Yeah.
they're being pissed off.
Yeah. Well, no, Arnold like it.
Oh yeah.
Fucking.
I keep want to call him Wesley.
No, that's Mr.
I know.
Belvedere.
I keep wanting to call him Wesley though. It's not. It's
Which, by the way,
what's his name?
Oh, it's Willis.
Willis.
What you talking about, Willis?
Yeah, I don't know. I don't know why his name is.
When you
like,
just think of the phrase and it'll come.
Yeah,
That's what I've been
that's how
doing.
it was. And we got what you talking about.
Yeah, you did get that.
Who did he say it to?
What you talking about, Dad? Something like
Is
that,
that
right?
what it was? I can't remember now.
What you talking about, Mr. Horton?
I wish he said it to the fucking pedophile. I would have lost my mind. What you talking about, Mister? What you talking about, Curly?
Yeah. Arnold, why don't you get naked? What you talking about, Mr. Horton? Crazy. Another show that does have an episode like this is Mr. Belvedere, and involves Wesley getting molested by.
Involved.
No, it does have a moment.
Well, it has a moment that Wesley was molested by the camp counselor
Yeah.
at a previous time,
Yeah.
and that another kid was gonna go alone with him, and like no, and he like speaks up to save this kid. Like no, don't. He'll touch him.
Yeah.
Or so, he says he's very. Yeah,
It's very weird. But that's another one. Other than that, I can't really think of a whole lot. But
I want to see the real episode where fucking Bob Uecker chokes the shit out of the fucking camp counselor. What the fuck did you do to my kid?
Yeah,
like
man.
real life? Because fucking Dudley's dad was.
he was so calm about this.
He's
man.
hugging his kid after the whole thing. The guy's in
Not
the
your
other
fault.
fucking room.
It's not your fault.
He would have fucking went after him.
Yeah.
I'm sorry.
Why
What
isn't somebody
He's
stabbed?
right there. He's right there. He's not anywhere. He's in the fucking room.
Yeah.
And he's like, oh, he's just taking care of his kid. I want to see the realistic part of this. He's wringing this guy's fucking neck.
Yeah.
That's what I want to see.
Yeah. Why wasn't that done?
Because you can.
Yeah. Mr. Dudley was not fucking very right. He just was. It's like just like seriously, my dad would have
He
went
was
on a
still
rampage.
calm and you're like your
anybody's father would have, or parent or mother, whatever, would have lost their
Most
shit.
people would have lost their fucking
No,
mind. And the
in the
guy,
meantime-
he's in the vicinity.
Yeah.
Forget about it.
Yeah.
About it. Would have lost their fucking mind.
Yeah, just very shocking.
Well, I mean, that's what are you can't you
Well,
can't show that on
yes,
TV
because we want to end this on a
They
positive.
wanna, oh yeah, 'cause
we don't
they
want
wanna-
Mr. Dudley to go to
trying
jail.
Teach too, and then
Yeah.
teaching, but I wanted to see him fucking lose his.
Yeah.
Then it would have been the greatest episode of television.
Oh
ever.
yeah.
Just laying into.
Different strokes.
Motherfucker! I came to the point when I was Sam Jackson or something. Just
Oh
going
my!
crazy.
The audio thing just went off the charts.
Yeah, it was very high.
Yeah. So Diff'rent Strokes, season 5, Bicycle Man. It's one hell of a ride.
You got to see it to believe it. Seriously.
Yeah. We're not doing it justice. You know, it's way more like insane than I could ever explain. You're going to be uncomfortable as you watch it. If you watch it and you're not uncomfortable, something is wrong with you.
If you're if you have any younger viewers, like in their 25 and younger, who obviously probably didn't see it, it's a must watch.
Yeah.
I'd imagine people close to our age have seen it or heard of it. You should watch it again if you haven't.
Yeah.
It is out there. It is free. Yeah. Take a look. It's like, holy shit.
And if you're even older person and maybe you just ignored this show.
If you missed it, and you like this kind of stuff.
Let's say you're 63 years old and you never really got around to Diff'rent Strokes, but you're a big Dragnet fan. I would compare it to the Blue Boy episode in terms of ridiculousness.
The Blue Boy.
Well, it's just iconic.
All right. Yeah, it's worth a watch. I can't. Everyone should see this episode. It's ridiculous.
Different strokes to move the world.
They certainly did.
And this episode obviously fucked these kids up for life because not one of them really had a success story after this. Well, Dudley's okay.
I think.
Years of therapy, Dudley's okay. Gary Coleman's dead. Hit his head on a sink, I think. Dana Plato,
she's dead.
Drug overdose.
She's trying to rob a Blockbuster too at one point.
And
Willis is okay.
Fuck, I always forget his name though.
I said like he told me to.
Yeah.
What you talking about, Willis?
Yeah, right. That's what I've been doing the whole time.
I almost said Wesley.
Yeah, Wesley.
I don't know why I can't remember Willis's name, but yeah. Well, Willis is okay.
Yeah.
Todd Bridges.
That's
I know his real name better than I know.
Yeah, he was on Skating with the Stars, so he's good. And then I think 1 or 2 episodes of the Two Coreys with Pauly Shore, which is crazy. But so one thing I wanted to do, I wanted to thank our pal Jex over at Cinebro Supreme for putting out a very nice video on our talents,
right,
or lack thereof.
All right, thank you, Jex.
That was
I
nice.
Appreciate it.
It's Jex.
Jex. I actually saw the video too.
Yeah, that was pretty cool.
Your favorite Canadian?
Yes, my fifth.
Your
fifth
favorite Canadian.
But Alan Thicke died recently, so maybe he'll move up. John Candy's just cemented. Can't move.
No matter what, he's a monument.
Yep.
He's a monument.
And that's all I got.
All right. That's a show. I think I'm good.
I got to touch an NES Classic today.
Ooh,
just briefly mention it. I got to touch one. I saw one in the wild. It was crazy. It's in a beer store, and this guy had one. And I touched his controller, and he looked at me like, "Don't you dare touch another man's controller." I was like, "That's okay. I'm about to go to my friend's house and watch Mr. Horton touch a bunch of things he's not supposed to touch."
All right.
Right. Insert an appropriate joke.
Kids.
Terrible.
It's terrible.
We're not making fun of it. We're just like making fun of the way it's approached.
The way it's approached is just...
Because obviously it's terrible, but what
Lord.
the fuck, man?
What are you doing? Writer?
What is
Who wrote
NBC?
This? We should have got the writer's name for this. We could lambaste him.
Yeah. We could lambaste them. All right, anyway, we got to get going because our friend from Oregon's in town.
He is.
And we got to eventually see him.
All right.
Until next time, if you see Mr. Horton,
run!
Call the police.
Run away!
All right. Bye.
How you doing, son?
Okay.
You want to talk about it?
Well, you're looking at one disillusioned dude. If you can't trust a nice man like Mr. Horton, who can you trust?
Oh, Arnold, I think you can trust most people, but you do have to be careful. Somebody wants you to do something that's wrong, or if they want you to lie to your parents, that is a person should not be trusted, no matter how good the reason they give you seems to be.
And you have to watch out for people who come on real strong and try to win you over with gifts.
That's right. And especially if they want to touch you where you don't want to be touched.
Thanks, Dad. I understand.
Any more questions?
Just one. Do I still get a bicycle for my birthday?
You sure do. And a radio. I'm mighty proud of you, son.
You know, I didn't like the things Mr. Horton was trying to do in the bicycle shop. But some hugs and kisses are still okay.